Hey guys, how's it going? I see a lot of videos out there that try to give you Halo tips, but I feel like once you've closed the video, you don't really take a lot away from it because it's easy really to just forget everything you learned. So for this video, I thought I'd try and give you an acronym to remember. And the tips that I'm going to give you fall into three categories. The first one being able to utilize your radar effectively, the second one being your individual skill, and the third one being cleaning up players. Now this acronym is shortened to RIC. So when you're in free-for-all, just remember that RIC is your best friend. Okay, the first part is radar. Now off the start of the game here, there's a very valuable tactic that I think a lot of players don't really utilize, and that's just standing still off the start of the game. The reason I do that is because in free-for-all you've got a lot of other players on a very small map, and more often than not they're going to be sprinting off the start of the game, just because it's instinctive basically. And you can get an easy first kill just by standing still, letting them make the first move, and then getting the first few shots on them and maybe a kill as well. The second thing that's really important about radar is staying alive, and this is a perfect situation to show you what I do here, and that I use a pillar to block other players' lines of sight on me, and then I come back out and I clean one of them up. Now, unfortunately, I didn't really get a double kill, and the guy I did clean up was full shields, but in a lot of situations you'll find that just staying alive, making other players lose focus on you, letting them fight it out, and then gaining your shields back and then coming back in right when the fight is about to end and then getting an easy cleanup is something that's going to become an essential tactic that you're going to utilize in free-for-all. Another really useful thing about radar is baiting. So right now you'll see that that guy knew I was on the radar, and it was kind of just by mistake that I baited him in and then shotgunned him. What I do a lot, however, in free-for-all is sometimes if I have a power weapon like rockets, shotgun or sniper or something like that, is I'll just strafe back and forth really quickly, letting them know that I'm right there, and then a lot of the times they'll just want to kill me, so they'll rush the position to try and get me, and then I'll just kill them with a power weapon, or I'll outstrafe them and out-BR them. Baiting is something that you should really do in free-for-all, especially if you're facing worse players, because more often than not they'll just charge against you. Moving on now. So individual skill, unfortunately, is basically one of those things you're gonna build up by yourself and someone can never really teach you. You're basically just gonna have to learn how to be individually better over time. I've spent like the past 5 or 6 years playing Halo, and it certainly takes a while. Like I remember I used to get dominated all the time, whereas now I'm a lot better and giving out tips to other players. So yeah, it's just something like you can't just expect to jump into Halo and after a year expect to be like pro at it or anything. You're gonna have to work at it to get better. However, there are some things I can give you tips for. Now, for movement and strafing, like I said, a lot of it you're just going to learn over time, but I think a very important thing is learning the maps and being able to traverse them with ease. So being able to do the jumps to get out of certain situations, or knowing and predicting other players' movements. Also for strafing, you want to make your strafe unpredictable, so instead of just strafing back and forth with your left stick, you want to do a long strafe sometimes, especially in long range battles, and then a short strafe back in the other direction, and then a long strafe again, just basically mixing it up as much as possible. And then when the other player's like just outside of melee distance, you want to do a lot of short strafes back and forth. And also multitasking is very important in free-for-all, and I know it sounds very basic being able to look at your radar and see where other players are, but another very important facet of free-for-all is being able to judge certain situations and see when you should back down, when you should stay in a certain situation and stick around and get the last kills before you die. Hopefully through the gameplay you'll actually see me judge certain situations and decide when to challenge another player 1v1 and when to back down and when to take cover and stay away from battles. So yeah, hopefully I think these tips helped a little bit, but like I said, individual skill is something you're just going to have to build up. The last topic is cleaning up. In free-for-all, a substantial number of your kills are going to come from cleaning up other players, or if you're not doing that, then you're not playing free-for-all correctly. First thing you should realize is that you shouldn't feel ashamed about doing this. Free-for-all is all about cleaning up. That's how the player who always wins is going to win his games. He'll have some of the least amount of assists, and the players coming like second and third will almost have the most amount of assists consistently. Anyway, so I had a rage message one time saying, oh, all you did was clean up a free-for-all, you're not actually that good. I had like a kill-tacular and an overkill that game, I think I actually uploaded it. But I played exceptionally well to clean up all those players, and my awareness was on par. It was basically almost perfect, and I deserved to win because of that. So for tips on cleaning up, you should always focus on the guy losing. So when you're seeing another person engage another person, you should always look for the player who's going to die first and focus on him, because more than likely you're going to kill him and then his friend's going to be about half shields, and you should be able to clean up him as well. The other thing about cleaning up kills is the weapon choices. So you'll see that in this gameplay I use the battle rifle, and most of the time in free-for-all I run battle rifle because it is an incredibly good weapon to be able to clean up other people with because of the bleed through, sorry. Bleed through is something that the DMR doesn't really have, and although it is the superior weapon, it is extremely inefficient at cleaning up people who are one-shot, mainly because if they've just got a little bit of shields left, the last 3 bullets of the battle rifle will likely kill them, whereas if you just have a DMR, you're going to have to shoot them twice. And that's something you can't really afford in a free-for-all because it's incredibly fast-paced. Anyway, I hope these tips helped you out. They're not perfect by any means, it's just what I have used over the years to become good at free-for-all. So yeah, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, give it a like and subscribe. So yeah, thanks very much guys, see you later.